Proposition 57, reform California's parole and juvenile trial system. This would allow people charged with nonviolent felonies who served their primary offenses full term to be considered for early parole. It would also prevent prosecutors from trying children 14 years and younger as adults.
So we live in downtown Los Angeles, and downtown Los Angeles, people say, has taken somewhat of a decline in the last year or so, even more probably. But there was a thing called Proposition 47, which is kind of the first part of this two-part program. Proposition 57 is the second part of that. Prop 47 was early release as well. There's a whole bunch of things that Prop 47 was supposed to do at the back end, provide services and kind of rehabilitation services and be funded and whatnot, but that stuff didn't happen. All they did was kind of release people and didn't really have somewhere for them to land. So, crime in downtown's up a lot, in some cases 200%. And then, here we are with Prop 57. So I'm going to admit that I'm definitely biased because I'm experiencing in my mind the effects of Prop 47. So I'm not very open to Prop 57 at this time. But the rest of the state apparently is very open to it because it's witnessing about 70% support. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But, I think the issue is that when I first read it, it sounds great. It sounds like these are all things that we should be pushing for. I think these are all great principles. I mean, the idea of giving people who are convicted of quote unquote nonviolent felonies a chance to get credit, educate themselves in jail, rehabilitate themselves. That's what the prison system should be like in the first place. And then it has this idea, has this little idea tacked on to the end of it about having judges instead of prosecutors decide whether or not a juvenile will be tried as an adult. I think that's another great backstop to prevent situations where prosecutors are a little overambitious. But, we don't have a chance to amend a proposition. We don't have a chance to, say, we want to adopt parts B and C, but not A. Mm-hmm. We have to take it as a whole. And because of that, I have a big problem with saying yes to it because of the fact that nonviolent is not defined. And in fact, includes several crimes and convictions that would be considered violent if you just asked anyone, who had a decent kind of moral compass of what they consider violent and nonviolent. Drugging a person and raping them is considered nonviolent.
That's a nonviolent crime?
Mm-hmm. Child molestation, nonviolent, would be considered quote unquote nonviolent. Goes back to being sloppy drafting, goes back to being, in my mind, a big kind of whoops, we should have defined that term.
So knowing all that, Councilman Garcia?
I'm going to say no.
Carlos Foglia?
I'm going to say yes, only because I think that, yes, it's not fully defined, but there are the prosecutor thing really does it for me.
I'm also going to say yes on 57. There are a lot of inmates in jail that shouldn't be in jail.
But we're going to tell people exactly what you said because we respect your opinion so much. So I think
we won't edit this out.
We're not going to be like, oh no. He I say blank. No.
Eric Garcia says yes.